In this video I am going to show you some of the simple but important type of vocabularies. You must use this type of vocabulary in your speaking part. Using the vocabulary that really improve your band score in lexical resource. Lexical resource means the different type of vocabulary you use. So they are the some of the vocabularies that you must include by observing some of the circumstances, like what type of questions do you get. So that's all depends on you, or that's all depends on the question based. So there is the here is a liking based vocabulary. So like you need to say I like cooking. Not you must avoid this type of liking. So you may implement like enjoy. I love cooking, I enjoy cooking, I enjoy playing football, I love gardening, I enjoy gardening. So in this way you use love and enjoy instead of liking. So there is another vocabulary is into, to be into. So in case of into, it's also a liking vocabularies. For example, there is I am into cooking. Yes, I am into cooking. I am really into, not really into teaching little kids. So I am into sports, I am into gardening, I am into playing football, I am into cricket. So another vocabulary is fond of. Fond of means fond of is used to give emphasis on long period, like when you know, or when you use, or when you do for a long period. For example, I am really fond of my brother because I like my brother since my childhood, since my 2 years in my childhood. So you know your brother from the long period. So you may not say about this I am really fond of my friend that I met yesterday. We are not going to say. So if you use this type of fond vocabulary, there is a time gap, there is a time difference between your knowing period. I have always been fond of reading books. I am fond of swimming. I'm fond of swimming. So here is another vocabulary relating to liking. Keen on. Keen on means very much interested in. I am really keen on gardening. I am quite keen on sports. I am quite keen on cooking. I am quite keen on dancing. I am quite keen on music. So in such case, when you are interested in something, then you must use keen on. Keen on is a good vocabulary which replaces interested word. So I am not keen on. You may use this type of. So a soft spot is another vocabulary. It is used in emphasis the particular thing or particular people. Like I enjoy different kinds of book. I have always had soft spot for fictions, particularly by Paulo. So in this example, I enjoy different kinds of books. It is in general based. So I have always had a soft spot for fictions, particularly by Paulo. Means I am really keen on. I am really very much attracted to a fiction book by Paulo. It is a particular one. So while using a soft spot vocabulary, you need to be particular. Actually, I am into sport. I always had a soft spot for football. So actually, I am into sport means it's a general based. I always had a soft spot for football means it's a particular base. Try to be particular while using this. So I always had a soft spot for cricket. It's a particular game. I already have a soft spot for Momo. Yes, I like Momo. I am really liking Momo. So there is another vocabulary, my cup of tea. It is also idioms. So while using this idioms, you must aware about how to use it. There is an example. I enjoy cooking. It is my cup of tea. I don't like music. It is my not cup of tea. So cup of tea means it's my I like very much. I don't like very much. So you use my cup of tea is by emphasizing, by showing your attitude towards something. Like I have positive attitude toward cooking, then you may say what it is my cup of tea. If you have negative attitude towards something, then you may say what it is not my cup of tea. Here is a disliking vocabularies. So in disliking vocabulary, you may use can't stand, to hate someone or something. For example, I love my students, but I can't stand the noisier one. But I can't like noisier one. I can't like. I am not liking the student who is noise. I really can't stand the God. I am so afraid with talking about the God. So I am really can't stand the God. I have never liked rafting. I really can't stand flowing water. And the vocabulary can't bear, cannot accept or tolerate something or someone. I can't bear reading book all the day. I am not going to accept, I am not going to tolerate reading books in all day because it will irritate me. I can't bear the thought of spending my free time without books. I am not going to think my free time spending without a book. So I can't tolerate about this type of time. So you may use this type can be your vocabularies when you are not going to tolerate or when you are not going to accept something. I can't bear listening pop song because I hate such type of song. I am really keen on classical music. I am really fond of classical music. You may talk like this. You may use contradictors in the first of sentence. You may use can't bear. Then in another sentence, you may use keen on fond of what you like. So another vocabulary is not in the least bit. Doesn't like to do an activity. I am not in the least bit interested in cooking. I am not in the least bit interested in singing. So this is another important vocabulary. I really tell you that you must use can't bear and can't stand, and also think opportunity to use such type of vocabulary in your answer. So here are some of the idioms languages. And so idioms means they are the words which describe another meaning, like once in a blue moon. It is used to describe saying never. I swim once in a blue moon because I am hydrophobic. It means I swim never because I am hydrophobic. Instead of saying never, you may use once in a blue moon. I once in a blue moon cook Italian cuisine. It is also version. I never cook Italian cuisine. So you must understand about the once in a blue moon. There is a lots of the question you need to say. You need to give the answer relating to never. So in such type of situation, in such type of circumstances, you must use once in a blue moon. Here are the in the type of idioms languages which denotes happiness, joy, and excitement. So here the first one is to have a whole of a time, to have a really fun and exciting time. I had a whole of a time at party. I had a whole of a time at Pokhara. I had a whole of a time at a birthday celebration. If you have really fun an exciting moment, then you must use to have a whale of a time. This is another good idioms languages. So there are lots of the questions relating to your joy and excitement. You also use in this type of vocabulary in part 2 as well as part 3. So there is a question in the part 2, describe a time when you spend, or describe a time when you go to the beautiful place. So while describing such type of places, you need to search opportunity to use to have a whale of time. What do you do in this place and how you feel? So in such type of situation, you may use to have a whale of a time. I have a whale of a time. I had a whale of a time at the Pokhara, because I did a lot of the exciting experiences like hiking, bungee jump, rafting, like this. And the vocabulary is to be on top of the world. If you feel amazing or wonderful after achieving the scholarship, she was on the top of the world. When I reach Pokhara, I feel like I'm on top of the world. I feel amazing. I feel wonderful. In such type of period, you may use to be on top of the world. And in the seventh heaven, to be extremely happy. If you are extremely happy, then you use in the seventh heaven. You was in seventh heaven after achieving band 9. I was in the seventh heaven after I got married. Yeah, over the moon, being very happy. I was over the moon after attending the seminar. This type of idioms most of students use in their speaking. So you may also search about the opportunity to use this type of vocabulary, like other idioms languages are to be on cloud 9 when you are extremely happy, like a dog with a tail, extremely happy, full of a joy of spring, happy, enthusiastic, and full of energy. I found my students full of joy of spring after they had taken this IELTS class. So denoting sadness, depressed, the idioms are like down in the mouth, unhappy, discouraged, depressed. He was always down in the mouth after his grandmother passed away. When his grandmother passed away, he was so unhappy, discouraged, or depressed. In such situation, you may use down in the mouth, and the vocabulary is face like a wet weekend, looking sad and miserable. I am going to talk about my friend who's got a face like a wet weekend, used to describe somebody always sad and miserable. And the vocabulary is someone's heart sank, feeling very unhappy and despondent. My heart sank when I had to quit reading books. Feel blue. I feel blue when I recall my past. When you feel sad, you may use feel blue. It's a simple vocabulary. You may use in every situation, like I feel blue when I left my house. I feel blue when my girlfriend left me. I feel blue, like this. Also in the heart sinks. My heart sinks when I leave my house. My heart sinks when I went to the party. Like this. Denoting anger and annoyance. Go ballistic. Become very angry. My mom went ballistic when she saw my messy room. Foam at the mouth. Extremely angry about something. The teacher foamed at the mouth when he noticed the absent rate of the student. To be in a black mood. Being irritated, angry, and even depressed. The football coach was into a black mood after 5 consecutive losses. You may use this type of vocabulary in showing anger, annoyance towards people. Like this, this is the vocabulary session part 1. I will describe more vocabularies, more idioms languages in vocabulary part 2.